Check. Big up the man them. Big up the man them. You know, something I've been thinking about is there's a lot of opinions being shared online, and in the spirit of my art, yeah, Monday is my art day. Yeah, that's the day we meditate on the game of the spirit. I mean, we do it every day, but you know, Mondays in particular, we study. So, but yeah, in my studying, I was one of the biggest games. Well, my art's about harmony first and foremost, and so it's the game of finding harmony. It's the game of balancing. It's the game of truth. It's the game of order, and that game is a spiritual game that comes from the fact that we are all coming from the same source. We all 8 billion and counting of us come from the exact same source. Yes, in all our diversities, in all our representations, in all our definitions, in all our conflict, you know, we all actually come from the same source. And my art is the spiritual law of nature that brings this diversity into existence for the sole purpose of enjoying our lives. You get it? In the Pauna Teru, it talks about us coming from the exact same source, which people call God, Mungu, Allah, Ti, Olodumare, Yahweh, Jah, Rastafari, whatever you call the Most High. All people of nature acknowledge that we all share a similar source. And as we've manifested in our various truths of that source, we are, as we've manifested in the various truths of that source, I think we've gotten caught up as a world in the differences that our truths represent, and we've forgotten the game of remembering how we connect. You see? And this journey through spiritual growth and through life, in all its tosses and turning and ups and downs and ins and outs and fights and harmonizing, all of this thing, this life literally is just a game for you to enjoy the simulation of being different. The energy, this unique expression of being and appearing separate to all things. But the truth and the growth that comes in our journey of life always comes when you get a little bit closer to unifying with the diversity of life. You, in all your individual and unique expression, you as diverse as you are, as unique and as special as you have been made to be, your spiritual journey is tied to your ability in your diversity to find harmony with the world around you. The world around you. That's your spiritual game. And why do I emphasize you? We're talking about your universe. Peace. Why do I emphasize you? Because you have a particular lens, a particular experience, a particular culturing, a particular definition about this world. And that is your origin story. That's what's created your spiritual game, your biopic, your epic. Yeah? And you are the hero in that story. In your story, you're the hero. You are the expression of God's will. You see? And you exist as a duality. And in your duality, your game is to find harmony with your source, your truth, and what truth has made you to be on the opposite side. You see? I want to let you know there's nothing wrong with you. Yeah, you. There's nothing wrong with you. Your challenges in your life right now is a spiritual calling. Why is it a spiritual calling? Because all great challenges, family, come for the sole purpose and exist for the sole purpose for us to engage with the game that we've come here to play. And the challenges that we go through have to be heavy sometimes for us. They have to feel burdensome sometimes. Because in the heaviness and in the weight of the challenge, it means that we have to express a different aspect of our intelligence. We have to go beyond what we know. We have to go beyond what we've learned and programmed and digested intellectually. We have to go beyond that. Because when the challenge gets too tough, when you're backed against the wall, when everything seems dark, when all options have been cut off, when nothing's around and it all seems grim, based on what you understand, you are now forced to engage with a higher level of the spirit. You know, kind of like when you try push a ball into the water, and the deeper you push that ball into the water, it goes, it explodes even further up. That's the same. So we get spiritual weights based on our Herakuti, the justice, our story, our soul's journey. We get spiritual weights. You see? And they're designed literally for us to feel, and through that submit our physical self to a higher awareness. And in doing so, you collect, kind of like when Mario bashes his head against the brick with the question mark. He bashes his head against that as he's running on his journey. He bashes his head against the brick with the question mark, and out pops, bing, a coin. Every time you overcome a spiritual challenge, bring life force, energy, your essence. Yes, you take your essence, your life force essence that sits in the lower regions of your body. Every time you embrace a physical challenge and you let go, that life force essence is deposited in the spiritual realm. That spiritual realm then opens up to you like a rain cloud and deposits on you spiritual power and spiritual wisdom that now helps you become a overseer of the previous challenge you had before. This new perspective allows you to lift that same challenge now with ease. You see? And then it puts you now in the position of value to others. Because now you get to be a teacher a custodian of knowledge. And that knowledge is come, meaning the way in which you have applied the wisdom you experience. That's what knowledge is. The way in which you apply the wisdom you experience. In the language of the spirit, that's known as Tehuti and Sebek. Let me see if I can get some images for you. This might be cool. Look, we got the Martian game. Hey. Let's see, man. So check this out, guys. These are some cards that I created to help us learn the levels of the spirit. I created them specifically for my classroom, which we do on Mondays. But these cards have come from the Pa'uneteru, which is taken from the Metu Neta, written by Ra'u Nefa Amen, the leader of the Asar Aset Society. His books have been really powerful. Yeah. His books have been really powerful in helping the diaspora understand the language of the ancients and what, we've all admired, what is known as hieroglyphs, but it's called the Metu Neter. We've all admired that. Some people have, Kemetic symbols on their body. It's always been a beautiful way of us relating with the excellence of ourselves spiritually. We always look to Kemet. And this book, Metu Neter, in which I use the Pa'uneteru Tree of Life to create these affirmation cards, really to help my daughter learn them. I was like, these books are powerful and it really transformed me, myself, my family. And I've got a daughter now, and I want her to how do I get my daughter to understand the Tree of Life now? How do I get her to understand this Tree of Life now? How can I take this, something that's esoteric, that's been translated into this curriculum by Ra'u Nefa Amen? How do I take that and help my child understand it? Outside of scientific language, outside of, philosophical statements and observations that a knowledgeable person and a well-read person like myself can understand. But how do I communicate that, which has helped me order my own path? How do I communicate that to my child who's just entered the world, who doesn't know what racism is or white supremacy, who doesn't know what Babylon is, who doesn't know what dating is, who doesn't know what school is, education, who doesn't know what religion, Christianity, slavery. She doesn't know nothing. And here we have the blueprint to how the best of us have communicated spiritually with the world and what the whole world has designed its religions after. Here's a breakdown. And I'm like, okay, I want to help my children. I want to help them play the game from as early as possible. So that was the intention of creating these cards. And again, so yeah, but yeah, I'll talk more about these cards along the way. But I'm gonna go down to the bottom here. So I was mentioning about Tehuti and Sebek and how your path of knowledge, your challenges. There we go, back on rhythm. The challenges you experience are there to help you acquire knowledge and spiritual power. And so the things that we go through as our challenges, once we are able to submit our physical self, which includes our brain, to that challenge, our life force our life force goes to higher levels of our spiritual expression. And in doing so, it brings back with it into our body wisdom and spiritual power through our essence. You see? And the businesses that we create in life should really help us engage with those areas where we have wisdom. Some of us are carrying wisdom from past lives. You know, that's the levels that you got to in those spaces before, you know. And then in other ways, some of us are here to learn new things, and we have to go through it physically for it to go to another higher level of the spirit. This is what they talk about when they say breaking generational curses and things like that. It's the fact that, and this is now to the men, you know, your sperm walks with you. It reflects the energy in which you cultivate yourself in. It reflects the energy that you vibrate on, the frequency of your whole self. Remember, your sperm collects data from all the organs in your body. So whatever rhythm, including your brain, and so whatever rhythm you're on in life, whatever your rhythm you're on energetically is what is going to exist in your children. So they will inherit your game. The best parts and the worst parts. It also depends on the circumstances in which they were brought into this world. But again, this is the game. So the world is truly a reflection of the spirituality of men. Because of what we do physically, we are physically in charge of this space. Physically. We're in charge of manifesting the wisdom of God. You get what I'm saying? And let me ease the pressure off slightly. You're not supposed to get everything right. You're also not supposed to do everything. You're also not supposed to play a next man's game. You see what I'm saying? It just means whatever lane, again, whatever game you've been given, whatever your karma has designed within you as your challenges, which also will reflect your powers, dedicate yourself to cultivating that beyond everything. Let your money align with that. Wherever you get your money should be helping you with your spiritual game. Because wherever the money is, money helps with a trance. Trance is what creates reality. Your trance is what creates your physical reality. And what creates your trance? Your trance is your energetic program. What you are doing as a religion, as a religious practice, what you are doing every day is what's creating the program of your life. And that is your trance. That's your true meditation. Where you work, where you get up, wherever you get up and do for money, as a man, that is your real meditation. Because you're reasoning, your whole intellect now is reasoning with that space. This is what you're putting your erection towards. You see? And that is the pencil that is drawing physical reality. And the women surround us and just produce the world based on that data. And this is why a lot of them are vexed with us right now. You see what I'm saying? But not to digress. This tree of life, we're going to be unpacking it. And as I said, I don't aim to be esoteric. I aim to be very exoteric. You know, I want us to understand the levels of our spirit in a very, very practical and productive and exciting way. You see, one of the reasons that keep people away from really engaging with themselves spiritually is because it's filled with a lot of heebie-jeebie. Do you get what I'm saying? It's filled with a lot of heebie-jeebie. Whereas really when you, again, understand the language of the spirit and what this, I didn't make this diagram. I just kind of designed it pretty. I didn't make it. This is a tree of life. It's known in many cultures, many nations, like in all real indigenous nations will have this in some capacity, and they'll show it and represent it. And so, you know, we're gonna unpack this. How can we? So my mission with this Martian cards, these affirmation cards, these games, is to really just help us understand what we experience in our reality when we're going through our day-to-day life, and some of the kind of spiritual, both heebie-jeebie and also quotes that we're used to hearing. Like, where do they come from? What are they grounded in? You know, and a lot of things, even for my religious people, like, you know, I really believe understanding the tree of life really going to help you understand some of the prophets and messengers and messiahs that you follow. You know what I mean? It's really powerful. And again, yeah, tap in it. It's like, it's not by force. But yeah, that's what I'm here to chat about. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm here to chat about, man. So we're going to be doing some lives this November, and I particularly want to connect with the man then. We're going to talk from our perspective. Yeah? We're going to talk from our perspective, reason, share, engage with this as the anchor. Again, I didn't make this up. This is the tree of life. This is the tree of life. And what you're looking at here is really the different levels of our spirit, how we are spiritually made, the spiritual aspects of who we are, all the way down to the physical flesh, right? So 0, interestingly enough, 0 is amen. And 0 would represent the highest aspect of us spiritually. Yeah. And number 10 is Gib. And 10 would represent our physical representation, what we experience as an ego. Yeah. So like what you're looking at right now, and then what I experience as the sensations of physical reality. So here you have an aspect, and again, all of us can relate with this. Here you have an aspect of yourself here at 0 at 10, that you always relate with on a day-to-day. That's your primary concern, right? Is the rhythms and the journey of this Geb. Yeah. And then you have another aspect of yourself, which most of us, at least probably 90% of people watching this, most of us are trying to relate with, which is our most high creator. You know, there are moments in our day where we find deep gratitude with that highest aspect. And we may read a few inspirational quotes or scriptures. We may have prayers that aim to connect with that part of ourselves, which is our original and essential identity. It's not separate. This tree of life is one connection, right? And so, yeah, knowing what is in between that, which people have called ancestors, people have called deities, people have called angels, people have called so many different things. Not wrong, just definitions of the truth. Knowing the levels, the ladders in between you, the flesh, and your most high essential creator. Amen. is really going to help you get there. Because heaven don't seem far away when there's steps. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Heaven doesn't seem far away when there's actual steps in front of it. I mean, you know, the first step to heaven is your meditation, your daily practice. It's what you do. Your physical energy. That's your first step. What's your mind? What's your mind on? What's your mouth on? What does your mouth say? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna stop this music, because although I love it, I didn't make it, and so I don't want no one to you know, come at me. So we're gonna play some original business. We're gonna play some original business, and I don't wanna. Yeah. But yeah, hope you guys can hear me still. What does the mouth say? That's a mad thing. Hold on. 1, 2. That's jokes. Imagine it wasn't recording. Who knows? But anyway, I'm gonna say that, yeah, the steps between you and the Most High is this Pauna Teru and the Tree of Life, and that's why I want to share it, man. There's things you do right now that should be your main physical bodily focus, that's going to allow you just to engage with another level of your spirit and bring you closer to the God that's called you into existence. You're not here for no reason. You're here for a reason. You're here for a reason. Hey, your enemy is here for a reason. Your worst nightmare, if you've ever seen it, like for real, is here for a reason. You see what I'm saying? The conflict is here for a reason. And one of the things that inspired this conversation that I'm going to end with is try this game. Because for the first time in history, we've got the opportunity to hear 8 billion versions of life for the first time in history. And so what that means is, yeah, with at least half the population or 3/4 of the population online, it means that anything you imagine is someone's reality. It's hardly likely for you to imagine something that isn't someone's reality. You see? But the way the internet is set up now, which is quite cool, is you can now bring certain realities into fruition based on just connecting with the amount of people that not only think about the same thing, but live it and have lived it. What's your wildest dream is someone's life, someone's standard. Someone is dreaming, regardless of whether you think they're crazy or not. Someone is dreaming to get to London right now and live here and work that job that you hate. I promise you. It's someone's dream. Don't belittle it, because it's true. It's someone's dream right now to leave their Manyata in Kenya, in a village, leave their natural environment where they live close to the land and all of that. It's their dream to come and sit in the job that you hate right now. Regardless of what you think, they shouldn't think like that. It's because they're brainwashed. No, they just live a completely different life to you. And their challenges are not your challenges. Their triumphs are not your triumphs. What they value is not in the same way that you do. Or even if they value the same thing, which is life, nature, love, peace, order, harmony in the world, even if they value the same thing, doesn't mean they even want to express it, their value for life the way you do. Do you get it? And so What that means is today we really just by aligning ourselves with the truth of who we are and what we are desirous of becoming, right? If we align ourselves just energetically in our thoughts, in our actions, in our interactions, in our practice, in the things we participate in the things we indulge in, if we align all of that with what we are desirous of becoming, ain't nothing that can stop you. Literally. And so, interesting game, family. You might not agree, but it's someone's truth. And that's the attitude I want to share with you. It's the attitude. I might not agree, but it's your truth. But it's your truth. Your truth. There's truth and then there's your truth. There's truth and then there's your truth. That's another spiritual game we got to play. There's truth and then there's your truth. So I might disagree, but it's your truth. You get it? And so I even listen. But like nowadays, there's a lot that people send me online to talk about, to comment on, to da-da-da-da-da. And I can share my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You know, I violently disagree with a lot of things, but it's like, I'm into listening a lot now, or talking when I'm spoken to, unless I'm just talking like now. In terms of topically, I kind of listen with the idea that I might disagree, but it's your truth. You get what I'm saying? I might disagree, but it's your truth. And so I'm going to listen from that perspective because I'm going to learn something about the world. My game is harmony. My game is my art. My game is my art. You know what I mean? I want to live on a rhythm. And it doesn't mean like you're going to, again, you don't have to agree with shit. My game is my art. I'm living my truth. You know what I mean? And part of me being able to live my truth is actually allowing you to live yours. Doesn't mean I have to be next to it, agree with it, or participate in it. Support it. But I respect that it's your truth, whatever it is, even if it's absolutely against mine. And for the love of the game, I'm going to stay being true to me. And you should stay being true to you. And we play. You get what I'm saying? We play. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share today, family. Big up yourself, family. Listen, wherever you are at, family, if you're in London, come to Brixton this winter. We're going to be doing a lot of games right now. Yes, this is to all my art people. If you love my art, if you love the culture of my art, you know, harmony, balance, indigenous, natural environments, connecting with nature, connecting with natural people, you know, then I want you to come Brixton. Brixton's where it's at in London. Like if you're looking for that place to meet those people, you don't even have to find me. You just meet people on that level. Brixton's got that spirit, man. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of engagements. Connect with me on Mikel the Energy, my Instagram, or my TikTok, and just see what we've got popping off this coming November and December, family. We're here for you. Brixton Village, you done know. For now, peace in, love out. I'll catch you on the flip side, man, whenever that is. Hey! Also, if you want these affirmation cards, just go to the website. You'll see a link in the description. And yeah, go and grab it. Peace in, love out.
Here we go!
What's your lifeline? Oh, what's your lifeline today? Give me some. Easy peasy, easy peasy, easy peasy, easy peasy, easy peasy, easy peasy, easy peasy. Give me that, give me that, give me that. Easy peasy, easy peasy, easy peasy, easy. What's your lifeline? Where's your lifeline? Tell me what's your lifeline? What's your lifeline? We got Cesar Rojo coming up. Say we got Cesar Rojo coming up soon. Easy. Nice vibes.